concept for the series is simple. What would happen if you took a vanilla Minecraft player and gave them all the mods to play with? Would they thrive in this beautiful and complex world? Or would it be simply too much for them to handle? Welcome to All the Mods 9. Hey everyone, my name is KryptoCal, and welcome to the next episode of All the Mods 9.
Hello.
In the last episode, we solved our power issue by getting our fusion reactor up and running. So this thing is producing us 200 million FE per tick. And if you look behind me, we have been AFK a bit. Well, not AFK. We've been on the server. We've been on the server busy as ever, working away on builds. Grace has been doing nothing important with bees, and I've been trying to work on the castle a little bit more. And by a little bit more, I mean quite a bit more.
I did some terraforming.
So we have actually 50 pellets saved up, and I believe we're going to need about 90 pellets or so to get all the stars that we're going to need. So we are well on our way to getting all of that, which is fantastic. And if we come on to the castle, I'll give a little bit of a tour of what I've been working on. The outside of the castle has changed quite a bit. Not only have I got all 4 of the towers in the middle here put in, but I've also started working on some of the design that's going to be going on the outside of the castle. And my goal is to have the exterior of the castle done kind of probably in the next episode or 2. But overall, I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite builds that I've ever done so far. I've just absolutely loved putting a bunch of design and thought into this, and I can't wait to see what this whole thing ends up looking like.
It looks really cool from distance, I will say.
I was also working at actually connecting up this path, and I figured it was probably a good idea to actually have this connect up at least close to where the castle is. So at some point, I am going to now connect this up further, probably to the entrance at some point, but I haven't quite decided exactly how that's going to happen. It involved quite a bit of extra terraforming down on the side there, but it was, I think, worth it. It looks pretty awesome. And on the other side, Grace has also been working on terraforming around where the sewer waterfall is coming out here, and she's actually connected the whole thing up to the river now, which looks awesome, and has been doing a bunch of work here on these different levels, creating little small pools and stuff. Anything you want to say for yourself? Smile.
I have
cheer.
a baby Leviathan.
Oh, you do?
Look at the little... Oh, he doesn't like you. I'm sorry.
Why is he mad?
He's over here. He and Mies get along flawlessly, so I don't know what's wrong with you, man.
Brother, stop.
Like, I don't know what it is with you that makes this such a problem.
I feel offended.
He really just looked you in the eyes and went, bleh.
Can you just quit it? I guess pets just don't like me.
Well, at least... Okay, Mies really likes you, except for the time you killed him. Mies floats.
He's got floaty knees.
Does he float on his own?
Nope.
No, I float.
Oh, he's like a boat. Oh, I like that.
I wonder if it's because he's moving so fast, it's vibrating into a state of flotation.
We said he could become anything, so he became a life jacket.
He became a boat.
All right, so you are joining us down here in the sewer. Today is going to be a good day to set up our Evilcraft setup and get all the stuff that we're going to need from Evilcraft for the star. And they've actually changed the recipe. I think in a couple updates ago, they ended up changing one of the recipes so that it requires a couple more items from Evilcraft than originally. We have to use the Mace of Destruction and the Piercing Vengeance Focus to craft the Oblivion Shard. We don't have the Eternal Steles quite yet, but we'll be working towards those in a future episode. But for now, I think it's going to be a good idea to get all of the Evilcraft stuff sorted. And we have a couple things here, and our sacrifice is already in position, which is fantastic. We did a little bit of Evilcraft, if you remember back from episode 2, where we actually got our Fortune 5 pickaxes using Evilcraft, and that was pretty awesome. But now that we have, plenty of resources, we're not going to be caring about that anymore. What we are going to care about in Evilcraft now is getting towards the end of the mod here, getting a couple of these more expensive resources like the Garmonbosia. So we're going to have to get at least 18 of these Mace of Destructions, and that's going to require some Garmonbosia, which is going to be a lot of blood and quite a bit more progression into Evilcraft. I'm definitely not going to confuse the two, absolutely not. But I want to actually start off by setting up an automation for collecting blood. And I think what I want to do is do it a very similar way to how we did the blood magic setup. I have a spawner here that's also got some villagers. There's no reason I use villagers specifically. It's just the way it is, unfortunately.
They have lots of blood in them.
To automate blood in Evilcraft, what we actually have to use is what's called a sanguinary pedestal and these spiked plates. Now, any mob that's standing on top of the pedestal actually drains blood from that mob. I was thinking maybe like a 3x3 of them. And if we just place them all just like this, and then come up here with some spiked plates and get 9 of these, any mob that falls on top of this whole setup will just start to, I guess, be drained of their blood.
Oh, also, something I found recently that I thought you should see. I don't know why I thought you should see it. It's a little concerning.
I don't need one of them. I think I'm okay. You can have that one. Oh, Button.
Wait, did I just summon Button?
Button is here now, I guess.
He wasn't dead though.
Oh.
What?
Die, zombie. Aha, it does work. Okay, so I can store it all in a jumbo tank. So basically what I want to do is have a mob spawner just kind of dropping mobs onto this sanguinary pedestal, and they'll just kind of spawn, get stuck in here, and eventually just die. Spawner, the redstone link up here, set to receive, and we'll put the hardened blood shard on there. So that should be able to be auto turned on now. One thing I do want to do is this currently has a spawn range of 4. I want to change this to be only a spawn range of 1, because that'll make it so that it only spawns in 1 block away from the spawner. So that'll be perfect. If you want to make it smaller and not larger, you have to use a piece of quartz in your offhand. That'll actually reduce the range. Look at him jump. He's so happy.
They seem real mad. What about the drops?
Yeah, we're gonna have to take care of the drops. We're probably just gonna use a an item collector here to grab those. Little trash can down here. We'll set this to whitelist only inferium so that we don't accidentally remove our tools from existence. And then we can just get ourselves a facade and just facade all this. Jump for joy. This is so dark. Anyway, we'll change this design up here to make it a little bit more evil and dark looking. But we have quite a bit of blood coming in now, which is fantastic. So that's going to be pretty much all the blood that we're going to need going forward to use for all of our crafting. All right, my curiosity is getting the best of me. I have to know.
Oh, hey.
Oh no.
So I have a baby Leviathan.
Oh.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh
okay.
no.
Nope. Rapidly uncomfy. The bee's bullying your wife. I wonder if you can farm anything from it.
And you're saying I'm the dark one here?
You were saying dance as the villagers were sacrificed. Do you
Oh.
mind removing the waiting animation? See if that's better. Because I tried to get her to... Oh, she is getting bullied.
Oh, she killed your bee.
She killed my bee!
Grace and her have got off to a rocky start here. We'll be right
Get
back.
your wife under control.
You put her in amber.
Sit in the corner.
Ta-da!
That looks significantly more evil. Good job. Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever.
So we have the blood infuser here with the Promise of Tenacity 1. So what I'll do is just place this down somewhere like here for now. We'll also use the mechanical drying basin to get some of the shards, I guess. Somewhere like this will be fine. We'll just go ahead and grab the tank. And then we'll just use some integrated dynamics to pump out all of our fluid. And that should auto supply this, hopefully, once we put a variable card in here with blood in each of these. And now we're making the hardened blood. And we'll smelt up a little bit of the hardened blood here just to get these shards.
I've done us a favor. If you will join me for a very brief moment. This bad boy is going to be creating some dark gems and crushed dark gems. You got a bee for every occasion.
We could probably even make more blood infusers, to be honest, because like we have a lot of blood coming in, and the faster or the more of these we can make, the faster we can do all this stuff. We do have to give these the upgrades, which I think are called Promise of Tenacities, which involves iron inside of them to turn into the upgrade. So let's grab 2 pieces of iron, and we are making it the dark power gems. We can go ahead and craft up, hopefully, 2 of these bowls. Now we have to craft up the dusted bowl of promises, and then we can go ahead and put these inside, speed these up. The bowl of promises tier 0. Then we can turn that into the Promise of Tenacity 1. And which is what we're going to put inside of both of these other infusers to upgrade them.
Okay.
The Promise of Tenacity 2 is basically just the same thing, but we need to get a higher tier of the Bowl of Promises and 1 of the Gold Promises, which is just going to be the exact same thing, but instead of using an iron block, you use a gold block. And thankfully we have time in a bottle to make this go so much faster.
It says here that sometimes when you kill a mob, a vengeance spirit will spawn. Their essence seems to be useful in crafting more advanced items within Evilcraft. Make a vengeance ring, toggle it to attract more spirits during your battles. Like, how do you kill a vengeance spirit? I've seen them before. Like, I've seen the tag, but I've never been able to kill them, so I don't really know how that works.
Question. Can we put a vengeance spirit in amber?
That's a great question.
I think we should try and find that out.
Come on.
Get them.
They're trying. They're doing their best. Let's see. They did it!
I guess we'll see if this works. It's, I think, technically in there. All right, so I have one of these upgraded with the gold Promise of Tenacity here. So that's going to be, we're going to want to get the diamond one next. So let's just go ahead and upgrade that right away. The faster we can have these running, the faster we can make all of the other resources. So I'm interested in just getting one upgraded here. Oh, this is so slow. Wow. Diamond Promise Acceptor. Let's get a couple more of these dark gems. And we'll make a bunch of extra bowls here of empty promises. Turn all of these into the dusted bowls. And then we'll go ahead and put all of these through here to turn them into the bowl of promises tier 2. And now we can go ahead and turn the other ones into the gold tiers as well. Now, can we get other upgrades for the infuser? I haven't checked. Oh, here, the Promise of Velocity. That's what I'm looking for. That'll actually increase the speed of these machines as well. So that's what we're going to want to craft a bunch of.
It worked.
It worked? Nice. Thanks, bees. All right, let's make a few of these Promise of Velocities. They just take the iron tier, and I assume they can accept a couple. So let's just maybe make, I don't know, 16 or so.
Okay.
There we go. Promise of Velocity. How much faster does that actually make this? Actually, quite a bit faster. Can they take more than one? Oh, they can. Interesting.
Ooh, there's 2 in there now.
Now I need to know how many we can get. So it looks like 4 is the max. Oh, but they stack into other slots though. So the Promise of Productivity increases the efficiency of the machines. So I imagine that means that it'll use less blood overall, which might actually be a really good thing for some of the more expensive recipes, or should be good. Let's put that all in this machine. Garmin Bosia requires 50,000 blood, the Promise of Tenacity, and some of the Materialized Vengeance Essence. There we go. And if we put this in here, let's see. Oh yeah, it only used like 20,000 instead of 50,000.
Wow.
Well, that's our first Garmin Bosia done. All right, well, all these machines now have 4 Promise of Velocities, 4 Promise of Productivities, and 1 of the Promise of Tenacity 3s. So these are effectively pretty much as maxed out as they can be. We're getting quite a bit of Garmin Bosia. We need it for the rejuvenated flesh. We need 1 per. However, we also need Garmin Bosia to craft the mace. 1 of the maces are needed per star. So we need at least another, I guess, 36 Garmin Bosia on top of that. Well, let's actually just break this for now. I kind of want to rerun how we're doing this a little bit fancier in here.
I've crafted up a new thing. I've looked a little bit into where we're going with this, and we need weather. To make all the mods star, we need the Master of Space. And the Master of Space, which is the pulsating black hole, it needs a lightning bomb to be able to craft it. And a lightning bomb is made of weather, essentially. Weather you can get through this thingamabob. This thing. We need to use this to take weather containers, specifically the Thunderstruck one. I don't really know the difference in the recipes and how you make it.
You have to actually have a certain number of tanks filled with blood surrounding this thing. Yeah, so right here we can see the setup actually. There's going to have to be 8 tanks filled with blood around it in a very specific pattern. Basically, they have to be 3 blocks out in all directions, and then there has to be 1 on each side of it. That doesn't make sense talking about it, but I'll show you what I mean.
Oh, is it where these little puffs of smoke are?
I guess that would make sense. I think I have my particles down. I gotta turn them up.
Makes sense to be where the puffs of smoke are.
Yes, that is true. That's where the tanks have to go. Okay, so we place, I think just basic dark tanks will work okay. So we're gonna probably want to, I guess, siphon off a little bit of the blood over here. We can probably pause making Garmin Bosia for now. What we'll do is we'll just go ahead and grab another entangled block. I'm gonna place down the entangled block like that. We'll place down our fluid exporter, and then we'll just run our cables, I guess, to our tanks like this. We can facade this easily enough too, so that'll be nice that way. Cool. So those are full tanks of blood.
Weather container. Let's go.
All right, so what's this turning into then? Just the normal daylight one? This is the sunshine one though. You can craft up the rain one, and then you can craft the rain one into the lightning one. I have the Thunderstruck one right now.
How did you get the Thunderstruck one? How did you get that?
You craft a rain one with 2 glowstone. What do we use these for again? Just the lightning bomb, right?
You make the lightning grenade.
Lightning grenade.
And then from the lightning grenade, you use that to make the lightning bombs.
I made 8.
We've got a few more. There you go.
Well, that's enough lightning bombs for all the stars.
We're killing it.
Now the Mace of Destruction just requires the Garmin Bosia, which we already have, some dark sticks, and the Empowered Inverted Potentia. That is what we actually need to craft inside of this current setup that we have to make the empowered version. And this is just going to be pretty straightforward. We just need some dark gems and then also this potentia sphere. We can make a bunch of these up, craft these into the inverted ones, and these have to be striked with lightning. So I think we do actually have to strike this with lightning. And I think what we can actually do, if this will let us do it underground, which I'm not 100% sure, is I've actually made some of the charged snowballs from Powa, and it lets you create like mini lightning strikes kind of wherever you throw them. So let's see if this actually works. I'm not sure if it will. You place down one of these on top here and throw a snowball at it. Did it work? It did.
Nice.
The empowered inverted potentia. Now I wonder if we can just do all of them at once here. Can we just do all these at once?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All at once. Good job.
Oh, did you grab some?
Nope.
Okay, so then you cannot do them all at once. Now, I'm sure there is a way you can automate this by just dropping one on top and then probably using a modular router to throw one of these charged snowballs, but we only need 18 of these, so I don't really know if it's going to be worth setting up an automation for this. And it's actually kind of fun throwing the charged snowballs. Let me have my fun. All right, 18 empowered inverted potentia into our system, which means we can actually craft up the Mace of Destruction.
They need to be full of blood to be able to craft up.
Yeah, we have to, I guess, charge them up in the infuser. Oh, yeah, in the infuser. Now we can craft up a bunch of these sticks. 2 stacks should be more than enough. And do we have enough to craft up every single mace that we're going to need? Let's try. Okay, I have 18 maces in my inventory right now.
Very nice.
I have them all.
That's a lot. Oh my goodness.
And I can just right-click them, and it actually just drains the blood out of them. Cool. Now, one thing we do have to make still is these piercing vengeance focus. The blood orbs are going to be made inside of the infusers here using an empty orb and the first promise of tenacity. So if I get an empty orb, I have 3 of these actually already made up, and they craft up very slowly. While those are cooking, I'm going to go back to storage, and I'm going to set up the auto craft for that item.
Can I just say though, we got through Evilcraft like alarmingly quickly.
Now, while this is actually waiting, we also had to get the last thing, which was the rejuvenated flesh, which involves either having a humanoid flesh or the werewolf flesh. Now, the werewolves are normally a little bit annoying. They involve going to a village and trying to find a very special villager that is called a werewolvian or something. And then you have to basically wait until nightfall and a certain moon, and then they can be converted by like a lightning strike. There is a little bit of a, I would say maybe a glitch. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or if it's intentional. What you can do is you can take one of the traders out from the Easy Villagers mod and put a smoker inside. Now, normally the smoker would convert a villager into a butcher, but if you put it inside of the trader, he has become a werewolvian. And then you can actually take the villager out and he actually stays as a werewolvian. So now we can take this guy and convert him into a werewolf, I guess outside at nighttime, and then we can kill him for the werewolf flesh. I don't know how many of them we're going to really need. We only need 18, so it might even be affected by looting. He seems pretty chill to me, and we'll see what happens to this guy at nighttime.
Oh gosh,
he converted? He converted?
He's a violent werewolf. Yeah, he converted.
Oh, he is. So goofy
He scared
looking.
the crap out of me. Hey, man.
So can we swap him?
Yeah, he's very, very silly. I swapped him, yeah. Make some...
I got 10. I just got 10. Now all we have to do is come in here and take some of the Garmonbosia that we have, combine this with the werewolf flesh, and that's actually what's going to give us the rejuvenated flesh. And there we go. That is more than 18 of the rejuvenated flesh. And that's all we need for the stars.
You're never gonna believe it. Guess who's stuck in amber? He's a very goofy lad.
All right, well, to finish off this episode, Grace, why don't we go and go on one final adventure to finish off the final Cataclysm boss.
Woohoo!
The final boss that we have to fight still in Cataclysm is Ignis. Ignis is quite a cool boss that we find in the Nether, and this is not really a mob that we have to kill for anything for the star, but it is a pretty cool fight nonetheless. We have to get some burning ashes, which is what we actually need to summon Ignis. All right, so as you can see inside on our map, this very ominous looking Colosseum style structure. This is probably one of my favorite structures from Cataclysm. It's such a cool design.
It's very cool.
And if we come downstairs here, I don't know where you are, Grace, but the mobs that we have to kill to get the stuff to summon Ignis are down here. These guys are a little tricky, I think. They're a little, they have like a weird shield, but we're pretty strong, so we can probably just come in here and just smack them a bit. I have 2 of the burning ashes, which is what we need to summon Ignis, so why don't we go ahead and try and get that done. All right, Ready?
Well, we have to yoink one of them and we have to fight one of them, right? So we'll fight the first one.
I have
Oh,
to.
he's so cool. Yo!
Get
Why
him.
aren't you helping me? He knocked the floor out in a couple spots. That's really cool. It's so sick.
Did it.
Can you
Well, I
summon
got
another one?
3 of these Ignitium ingots. Yes, so we're gonna have to grab this one to bring home.
Got him.
But I think that's what we're going to call it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really hope you did enjoy. If you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to join the Discord. Link is in the description down below. But that's it for me, everybody. I hope you all have a good one, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye!